All right, let's dive into something that every single entrepreneur deals with. All that drama, right? The stuff that can totally derail you. We're going to break down how you can actually turn those challenges into your biggest strengths and build a mindset that doesn't just put up with the pressure, it actually thrives on it.
Have you ever had this feeling? You know, that little voice deep down, that nagging sense that even with all the hustle, you're just on the wrong track? This really gets to the core of it. It's that feeling of being stuck, knowing you need to make a change, but it feels so massive that you just kind of stay put.
And look, the solution here isn't to just slap a think positive sticker on it and hope for the best. No, it's about building something way more powerful, a bulletproof entrepreneurial mindset. Think of it as a new operating system for your brain. It's a framework for interpreting everything that's happening, not just toughing it out. It's about learning to hear the signal through all the noise. So, if we're serious about hearing that signal, let's start with the loudest, most frustrating noise of all, those constant, gut-wrenching setbacks. Oh man, we all know this one, don't we? You're making progress, you score a little win, and then bam! Something comes along and knocks you right back. It is so exhausting. But what if that feeling wasn't a sign that you're failing? What if it was actually your business trying to give you some really important diagnostic data?
Now this is the reframe that changes the entire game. A setback isn't a stop sign. It's a signal. It's telling you, hey, hold up, you're not quite ready for that next level. It means there's a skill you need to learn or a system you need to fix before you can really truly level up.
So let's call this what it is, a diagnostic setback. It's not a personal failure, it's just a data point. It's your business showing you exactly where the gaps are. And when you see it that way, you can take your ego out of the equation. You stop feeling defeated and you start asking smart strategic questions. Like, okay, what skill am I missing here? Which part of my process just broke? What am I not seeing? Okay, so once you start seeing those professional setbacks as just data, the next job is to filter out a totally different kind of noise. All that unproductive static from gossip and personal drama. Well, this one doesn't pull any punches, does it? Whether it's online critics, naysayers, or even drama in your personal life spilling over, the result is always the same. It gets in the way of the real work. It just drains your creative energy, kills your momentum. It's like a tax on your attention, and that's your most valuable asset. So what's the antidote? It's right here. You move in silence. Now, this doesn't mean you become a hermit. It just means you stop broadcasting every move. You put your head down and channel that energy into execution. You let your results do all the talking. Honestly, moving in silence is one of the best ways to build your personal power, because all that energy is going into building, not into explaining or defending. So, clearing out the external drama is one thing, but what about the internal drama? You know, the noise that comes from the things that we just can't or maybe won't let go of. The big insight here is that endings in business aren't always failures. A lot of the time, they're just necessary conclusions. A product that didn't take off, a partnership that went south, an old version of your company. These things have to end to make room for what's coming next. Trying to keep something alive after its time has passed is like trying to plant a new garden without pulling up the old weeds first. It's just not going to work. And that's the bottom line. Grieving what was is totally natural, but letting that grief become a permanent roadblock is a choice. A bulletproof mindset means you make a strategic decision to reallocate your energy. You consciously decide to stop pouring your attention into a past that's over, and you free up all those resources to invest in what's ahead. Okay, so we've diagnosed the main challenges: setbacks, gossip, and loss. But just recognizing these signals, that's only half the job. The real question is, how do we turn all this awareness into a concrete strategy that actually moves us forward? It really all comes down to this one choice, which is laid out so clearly here. On one side, you've got denial, just insisting that reality should be different than it is. And on the other, you've got acceptance, embracing the fact that these signals are actually pointing you towards something better. Every single day as an entrepreneur, you're choosing one of these two paths. And once you connect the dots, you start to see it. These challenges aren't actually roadblocks designed to stop you. They're signposts. They are all pointing you toward a necessary and, frankly, strategic shift in how you're doing things. And this right here, this is the action you have to take. The data is in. The old route isn't working anymore. The only real answer is to have the guts to change course, to take everything you've learned from the setbacks, the noise, and the losses and pour it into a new, smarter direction.
And you know what happens when you finally make that shift? When you learn to read the data, silence the noise, and let go of the past? You step into your power as a leader. You stop being a victim of your circumstances, and you become the architect of your own future. You're not just reacting anymore. You are leading with vision.
So we end on this big question. Now that you know how to clear the drama and read the signals, what are you going to build? With a bulletproof mindset, the only thing standing between you and your true vision is the decision to begin. Are you ready to lead?